At the very center of Munich lies Marienplatz, a square that has been the city's beating heart for more than 8 centuries. Since its creation in 1158, this has been the gathering place for markets, festivals, public announcements, and even medieval tournaments. It was once called Schrannenplatz, meaning Grain Market Square, but in 1854, it was renamed Marienplatz in dedication to the Virgin Mary, as a symbol of protection during a devastating cholera epidemic. The Marian column, crowned with a golden statue, still stands proudly in the middle, watching over the square as generations have passed. Dominating one side of the plaza is the spectacular Neues Rathaus, or New Town Hall, an architectural masterpiece completed in 1908. Built in the neo-Gothic style, its ornate facade stretches for almost 100 meters, decorated with intricate statues, arches, and spires. The building is more than just a seat of government, it is a monument to Bavarian pride and craftsmanship. Rising above it all is the 85-meter-high clock tower, which offers panoramic views of Munich's rooftops and the distant Alps. But what truly draws visitors' attention is the famous Glockenspiel. Every day, at set times, life-size figures emerge high above the square to reenact 2 episodes from Munich's history. The first tells the story of the grand wedding of Duke Wilhelm V in 1568, celebrated with a royal joust. The second depicts the Schaflerdens, the dance of the Coopers, which legend says was first performed to lift the city's spirits during the plague in the early 16th century. Locals claim that this dance became a tradition repeated every 7 years, a reminder of resilience and joy in the face of hardship. Marienplatz has witnessed it all, from medieval markets filled with the aroma of fresh bread and spices, to political speeches, protests, and New Year celebrations. During the Christmas season, the square transforms into a magical market filled with lights, carols, and the scent of roasted chestnuts. At any time of year, it is a place where history and everyday life intertwine. Standing here, with the Marian column in front of you and the towering spires of the new town hall behind, it's easy to feel that this is more than just a city square. It is the stage upon which Munich's story has been told for centuries and will continue to be told for centuries to come. Rising high above Munich's skyline are the unmistakable twin towers of the Frauenkirche, the Cathedral of Our Dear Lady. Built between 1468 and 1494, this late Gothic masterpiece is one of the city's most iconic landmarks. Its brick walls soar upward, crowned by 2 onion-shaped domes that have become a defining feature of Munich's silhouette. Commissioned by Duke Sigismund of Bavaria, the cathedral was designed by master builder Jörg von Halsbach. Its sheer size is awe-inspiring, able to hold up to 20,000 people, a number remarkable for its time. Yet despite its grandeur, the exterior is surprisingly simple, a reflection of late Gothic restraint. Step inside, and the tall, slender columns create the illusion of endless space, drawing your eyes straight to the altar bathed in soft light from stained glass windows. Frauenkirche is not just a place of worship but also a resting place for Bavarian royalty, including the tomb of Emperor Ludwig IV. It has endured wars, bombings, and the passage of centuries, yet it remains a steadfast guardian over the city. During World War II, the church was heavily damaged, but its twin towers survived, guiding residents home when much of Munich lay in ruins. One of the most intriguing stories connected to the Frauenkirche is the legend of the Devil's Footprint. Near the entrance, you can find a mysterious black mark embedded in the floor. According to legend, the devil himself visited the cathedral during its construction. Struck by the lack of windows visible from the entrance, he mocked the builder for creating a dark, gloomy church. The builder invited him to step inside, and from that one spot, due to the clever arrangement of columns, the windows were hidden from view. The devil laughed, stomped his foot in approval, and left his mark. But when he stepped forward and saw the light streaming through the windows, he realized he had been tricked and fled in anger, leaving the footprint as a reminder of his visit. Today, the Frauenkirche is more than just an architectural wonder. It is a symbol of resilience, faith, and identity for Munich. Whether you climb one of its towers for sweeping views over the city and the Alps, or simply pause in the nave to feel its centuries-old silence, the Frauenkirche connects you to a history that has shaped the city for over 500 years. Standing beneath its soaring domes, you can almost hear the echoes of countless generations who have gathered here for prayer, for celebration, and for shelter in times of uncertainty. The Cathedral of Our Dear Lady is not just a building. It is the soul of Munich, etched in brick and stone. In the heart of Munich lies one of the most opulent palaces in all of Europe, the Residenz München. For more than 400 years, this was the seat of power for the Wittelsbach dynasty, the rulers of Bavaria. What began as a modest fortress in 1385 grew into a sprawling complex of over 130 rooms, each more lavish than the last. Walking through the Residenz is like stepping into the pages of a living history book. The architecture reflects the tastes and ambitions of generations of rulers, from Renaissance elegance to Baroque grandeur, Rococo extravagance, and neoclassical refinement. Every hallway tells a story of political power, artistic patronage, and royal ambition. One of the most breathtaking rooms is the antiquarium, the oldest surviving part of the palace. Built in the 16th century to house Duke Albrecht V's collection of antique sculptures, it stretches more than 60 meters in length, making it the largest Renaissance hall north of the Alps. The vaulted ceilings are covered in detailed frescoes, while every wall glows with the pride of Bavaria's past. It was more than a gallery, it was a statement that Munich was a center of culture and influence. The Residenz was not just a royal home, it was a stage for diplomacy, pageantry, and sometimes intrigue. Behind its gilded doors, treaties were signed, alliances forged, and secrets whispered. Many say the walls of the Residenz could tell countless tales, some glorious, some scandalous if only they could speak. Legends whisper about hidden tunnels beneath the palace, supposedly built to give rulers a discreet escape during dangerous times. Though no definitive proof exists, the idea adds an air of mystery to the grandeur. Another tale tells of a priceless crown jewel that mysteriously disappeared during the Napoleonic Wars, rumored to still be hidden somewhere within the palace's endless chambers. During World War II, much of the residence was reduced to rubble under heavy bombing. Yet, like Munich itself, it rose from the ashes through painstaking restoration. Today, visitors can wander through the treasury, filled with glittering regalia and ceremonial objects, explore the richly decorated staterooms, and marvel at the courtyards that once echoed with the footsteps of kings and queens. The Munich residence is more than a museum. It is a testament to the resilience of history and the enduring desire to preserve beauty. Every stone, every fresco, every piece of gilded furniture carries the weight of centuries, a reminder of Bavaria's royal heritage and its place in Europe's cultural legacy. Just a short journey from Munich's city center lies Nymphenburg Palace, a sprawling Baroque masterpiece set amidst grand gardens and serene waterways. Built as a summer residence for the rulers of Bavaria, it stands as one of the largest royal palaces in Europe, stretching over 600 meters in width. Its story begins in 1664. When Elector Ferdinand Maria and his wife, Henriette Adelaide of Savoy, commissioned the palace to celebrate the birth of their long-awaited heir, Max Emmanuel. Originally a modest Italian-style villa, it grew over the centuries into a complex of pavilions, galleries, and ornate wings, each ruler adding their own touches of elegance and ambition. The result is a harmonious blend of architectural styles, Italian, French, and Bavarian, reflecting the tastes of different eras. Stepping inside, the first room to greet visitors is the Stone Hall, a dazzling central space adorned with towering marble columns, gilded stucco, and ceiling frescoes that seem to dissolve the roof into an open sky. The palace also holds the Gallery of Beauties, a collection of portraits commissioned by King Ludwig I, featuring 36 women from across Munich and beyond, chosen for their grace and charm rather than royal blood. It was Ludwig's personal tribute to beauty in all walks of life. Beyond the palace walls, the gardens are a triumph of design. Inspired by the grandeur of Versailles, they stretch across lakes, canals, and perfectly aligned tree avenues. Hidden within the park are smaller pavilions, each with its own personality: the Rococo Amalienburg with its mirrored hall, the Pagodenburg with its exotic Chinese-inspired decor, and the Badenburg, which housed one of the first heated indoor swimming pools in Europe. Legends surround Nymphenburg's serene beauty. Some say the still waters of the central canal reflect not only the palace but the fortunes of Bavaria itself. If the waters are disturbed, it is a sign that political storms may follow. Another tale speaks of King Ludwig II, Bavaria's fairy tale king, who would wander the gardens alone at night, speaking to the statues as if they were living companions. Like much of Munich, Nymphenburg survived wartime damage and was carefully restored. Today it is both a museum and a living piece of history, where visitors can trace the footsteps of monarchs, stroll through whispering gardens, and feel the blend of opulence and tranquility that once charmed Bavaria's royal family. Standing before its grand facade, framed by water and sky, it's easy to imagine the carriages rolling up, music spilling from the stone hall, and the summer air carrying the scents of roses and fresh-cut grass. Nymphenburg is more than a palace, it is a timeless escape into the elegance of Bavaria's golden past. sleek lines meet futuristic curves, stands one of the city's most visited attractions, the BMW Museum and BMW Welt. For car enthusiasts, it's a pilgrimage site. For everyone else, it's an experience that blends design, engineering, and imagination into one unforgettable journey. The BMW Museum first opened in 1973, in time for the Munich Summer Olympics, as a celebration of the brand's 60 years of history. Its distinctive silver bowl-shaped building, often compared to a giant oil cap, is an icon in its own right. Inside, the museum takes visitors on a chronological drive through the evolution of the brand, from early aircraft engines and elegant motorcycles to classic sedans and cutting-edge electric cars. It's not just a display of vehicles, but a deep dive into innovation, design philosophy, and the cultural moments that shaped them. Across the street is BMW Welt, a striking glass and steel structure completed in 2007. Its dramatic double-cone design and sweeping roofline make it look like something straight from the future. BMW Welt isn't a museum, it's a living showroom where visitors can see the latest models, explore concept cars, and even watch customers receive their brand new BMWs in grand fashion. The building is also a hub for events, exhibitions, and interactive technology displays, making it as much about the future as the past. BMW's history has not been without challenges. Founded in 1916 as an aircraft engine manufacturer, the company was banned from producing planes after World War I, forcing it to reinvent itself with motorcycles and later automobiles. In the 1950s, financial troubles nearly ended the brand's journey, but a series of smart decisions and iconic cars like the BMW 1500 put it back on the road to success. Today, BMW is a global symbol of German engineering and performance. One story often told among BMW fans is about the three stripes in the company's motorsport logo. Many believe they represent blue for Bavaria, red for Texaco, a potential sponsor who never actually partnered, and purple as a blend of the two. While the legend is colorful, the truth is more subtle. The stripes were simply designed to stand out in racing and marketing. But like all good myths, the story still adds a touch of personality to the brand. Visiting the BMW Museum and BMW Welt is more than just looking at cars. It's about stepping into the spirit of innovation, seeing how design shapes identity, and understanding how a company from Munich became a driving force on roads around the world. Whether you're drawn to the roar of a classic engine, the silent hum of an electric motor, or the artistry of a perfectly crafted curve, this is a place where the past, present, and future are parked side by side, ready to take you on a journey without end. On the northern edge of Munich, rising like a glowing beacon, stands the Allianz Arena, one of the most striking football stadiums in the world. Opened in 2005, it has quickly become a modern icon of the city, home to FC Bayern Munich and a stage for some of football's most memorable matches. What makes the Allianz Arena instantly recognizable is its unique exterior. The stadium's facade is covered with almost 3,000 diamond-shaped panels made from a special material called ETFE. These panels can be lit in different colors, turning the entire stadium into a giant lantern at night. When Bayern Munich plays, it glows red. For the German national team, it shines white. And during special events, it can display patterns and even animations, making it a true piece of architectural theater. The idea for the stadium came from a need for a dedicated, world-class football venue. Designed by the Swiss architects Herzog and de Meuron, it was built in less than 3 years, a remarkable achievement for such an ambitious project. Inside, it can hold over 75,000 fans, with every seat designed to have a perfect view of the pitch. The steep stands bring supporters close to the action, amplifying the atmosphere during matches. The Allianz Arena's history is already rich with unforgettable moments. It hosted games during the 2006 FIFA World Cup, including Germany's opening match. It has seen Champions League finals, dramatic derbies, and title celebrations that echo into the night. For Bayern Munich supporters, it is more than just a stadium, it is a cathedral of football, where passion and pride meet precision and performance. There is also a playful myth among fans. Some say that the glowing colors of the stadium can influence a match's outcome. If the lights are especially bright, it's a sign the home team will dominate. While it may be pure superstition, it adds to the sense of magic that surrounds match days here. Even for those who are not football fans, the Allianz Arena is worth a visit. Stadium tours reveal the players' tunnel, locker rooms, and press areas, giving a behind-the-scenes look at the life of the game. The FC Bayern Museum inside tells the club's story, from its humble beginnings to its global success. Standing outside at night, watching the colors ripple across its surface, you can see why the Allianz Arena has become a symbol of modern Munich. It is more than a place to watch football, it is an architectural statement, a gathering place for the city, and a shining reminder that sport can unite people in moments of pure emotion. On an island in the Isar River stands a place where science, technology, and human curiosity come together, the Deutsches Museum. Opened in 1925, it has grown into one of the largest museums of science and technology in the world, drawing millions of visitors who come not just to look at exhibits, but to experience discovery firsthand. The vision for the museum came from Oskar von Miller, a Bavarian engineer and innovator. His idea was revolutionary at the time, a museum where people could not only see scientific achievements, but also interact with them, climb into machines, and understand how they work. From its earliest days, the Deutsches Museum aimed to make science accessible to everyone, not just academics or inventors. Today, the museum houses over 30,000 objects covering fields from astronomy to aerospace, from mining to microelectronics. You can step inside a full-size replica of a coal mine, explore historic ships and submarines, walk beneath a massive airplane suspended from the ceiling, or trace the history of musical instruments. The museum's planetarium opens the universe to visitors, while interactive displays bring complex ideas to life for children and adults alike. The building itself has a story of resilience. It was heavily damaged during World War II, with much of its collection destroyed. But over the decades, it was rebuilt and expanded, staying true to von Miller's mission of inspiring curiosity. Even today, the museum continues to evolve, adding exhibits on renewable energy, robotics, and space exploration. There are also smaller, more surprising treasures hidden within. In one corner, you can see the first programmable computer built by Konrad Zuse. In another, delicate navigational instruments tell the story of explorers who crossed oceans long before GPS. And on the rooftop, the observatory invites visitors to look at the stars just as von Miller hoped they would a century ago. A favorite story among museum staff is about a young boy who visited in the 1930s and became fascinated by a small model airplane. He returned again and again, asking questions, sketching designs, and dreaming of flying. Years later, that boy, now an accomplished engineer, donated one of his own aircraft designs to the museum, saying it had all started with that one model. The Deutsches Museum is more than a collection of artifacts. It is a living celebration of human ingenuity, a place where past achievements and future possibilities stand side by side. Walking through its halls, you can feel the spark that has driven inventors, scientists, and dreamers for centuries. And perhaps, like that young boy, you might just leave with an idea that will one day change the world. In the north of Munich lies Olympia Park, a place where history, architecture, and leisure blend seamlessly. Built for the 1972 Summer Olympics, it was more than just a sporting venue. It was a bold statement about Germany's post-war spirit, optimism, and vision for the future. What makes Olympia Park instantly recognizable is its revolutionary design. The sweeping, transparent canopies of acrylic glass, supported by delicate-looking steel cables, were inspired by the Alps and the sails of ships. Designed by architect Günther Benisch and engineer Free Otto, this tent roof became an icon of modern architecture, symbolizing openness and lightness. Even today, it feels futuristic. During the 1972 Games, the park hosted events across multiple venues: the Olympic Stadium, the Olympic Hall, and the Olympic swimming pool. These facilities still stand, not as silent relics, but as living spaces where concerts, festivals, and sporting events continue to take place year-round. The park also offers a man-made lake, rolling green hills, and pathways that invite visitors to walk, jog, or simply enjoy the scenery. But Olympia Park's history carries both triumph and tragedy. The Games themselves were intended to showcase a peaceful and democratic Germany, in stark contrast to the 1936 Olympics held under the Nazi regime. Yet the event was overshadowed by the Munich massacre, when members of the Israeli Olympic team were taken hostage and killed. A memorial within the park today honors the victims, ensuring that this chapter is never forgotten. Beyond its Olympic legacy, Olympia Park has grown into one of Munich's most beloved recreational areas. The Olympic Tower, standing at 291 meters, offers sweeping views of the city and the distant Alps. On clear days, you can see for miles in every direction. At its base, you'll find the Rock Museum, celebrating the many legendary concerts hosted here, from Michael Jackson to the Rolling Stones. A local favorite is the climb up the Olympiaberg, a hill built entirely from rubble cleared after World War II. From the top, the view of the park's futuristic roof and surrounding greenery is unforgettable. There's even a light-hearted urban myth that during the construction of the hill, a time capsule was buried inside, holding relics of post-war Munich to be discovered by future generations. Today, Olympia Park is a place of life and movement. Families picnic by the lake, runners trace the paths once followed by Olympic champions, and visitors gather for open-air cinema nights in summer. It's a reminder that great architecture and thoughtful planning can create spaces that endure, inspire, and continue to bring people together long after the events they were built for have passed. In the heart of Munich, surrounded by gardens and quiet streets, stands the Lenbischhaus Museum that combines art, history, and the personal world of one of Bavaria's most celebrated painters. Originally built in the late 19th century as the residence and studio of Franz von Lenbuch, a prominent portrait painter of European high society, the building reflects the artist's love for Italian Renaissance villas, with warm ochre walls and lush inner courtyards. After Lenbuch's death in 1904, the villa was transformed into a public museum, and over the years it grew into a cultural treasure. Today, Lenbischhaus is best known for its world-class collection of the Blue Rider Group, a movement founded in Munich in 1911 by artists like Vasily Kandinsky, Franz Marc, Gabriele Munter, and August Macke. Their bold use of color, abstract forms, and emotional depth changed the course of modern art, and here you can see some of their most important works in the very city where the movement began. Walking through its galleries feels like stepping into a timeline of creativity. The Blue Rider rooms glow with vibrant colors and dreamlike imagery, while other wings hold works from Munich's 19th century painters, contemporary art installations, and rotating exhibitions that keep the museum fresh and dynamic. The combination of old-world architecture and sleek modern extensions gives the space a unique atmosphere, a dialogue between tradition and innovation. One of the most fascinating stories behind Lenbischhaus is how much of its Blue Rider collection survived turbulent times thanks to Gabriele Munter herself. During the Nazi era, when modern art was labeled degenerate and many works were destroyed, Munter hid dozens of paintings and sketches in her home in the Bavarian countryside. After the war, she donated them to the museum, ensuring the legacy of the movement would live on. Without her bravery, much of this history might have been lost forever. The villa itself holds its own charm. Visitors can still see parts of Lenbuch's original studio, filled with classical columns, rich wooden paneling, and the kind of warm Mediterranean colors he loved. The gardens, often overlooked, are a peaceful retreat where sculptures sit among flowers and fountains, a quiet reminder that art doesn't only live inside gallery walls. There's also a playful local rumor that one of the statues in the courtyard brings luck to aspiring artists. It's said that if you sketch it by hand on your first visit, inspiration will follow you in your work for years to come. Whether true or not, the idea adds a layer of magic to the museum's already rich atmosphere. Lenbischhaus is more than a place to view paintings. It's a bridge between Munich's artistic past and present, a space where revolutionary ideas still shine as brightly as they did over a century ago. For anyone seeking the soul of Munich's art scene, this is where the colors truly come alive. Long before Munich became the bustling city it is today, a small hilltop chapel stood here, overlooking the Isar River. That humble building grew, changed, and survived centuries to become St. Peter's Church, or Peterskirche, the oldest parish church in Munich, and one of its most beloved landmarks. The church's history reaches back to the 12th century, when monks built the first structure on this site. Over time, it expanded into a magnificent Gothic church, later touched by Renaissance and Baroque styles. Today, its tall spire rises 91 meters above the city, offering one of the best panoramic views in Munich for those willing to climb its 306 wooden steps. From the top, the red rooftops of the old town spread out below, with the twin domes of the Frauenkirche and, on a clear day, the Alps shimmering on the horizon. Inside, the church is a blend of medieval foundations and ornate Baroque interiors. Golden altars, intricate frescoes, and glowing stained glass windows create a warm, almost theatrical light. One of its most famous treasures is the bejeweled skeleton of Saint Mundisha, displayed in a glass shrine, a fascinating example of the catacomb saints tradition, where relics were adorned to inspire devotion. Over the centuries, St. Peter's has been at the center of many chapters in Munich's story. Fires destroyed it in the 14th century. Lightning struck its tower in the 17th. During World War II, bombs reduced much of it to rubble. Yet each time, the church was rebuilt, stone by stone, as if the city itself refused to let its oldest guardian disappear. Legends add to its charm. One tale says that the church's nickname among locals, Old Peter, comes from its role as a watchful figure over the city. Sailors on the Isar would supposedly look to its tower for guidance, treating it like a steadfast old friend. Another story claims that if you ring the church bell at midnight on New Year's Eve and make a wish, Old Peter will watch over you for the year to come. Today, St. Peter's Church is still a place of worship, but it's also a bridge between past and present. Locals gather here for festivals and processions, tourists climb the tower for breathtaking views, and the bells still mark the rhythm of daily life in Munich. Standing in its shadow, it's easy to imagine all the generations who have done the same, seeking comfort, marveling at its beauty, or simply using its tower as a landmark to find their way home. St. Peter's is not just the oldest church in Munich. It is the city's first heartbeat, still strong after more than 800 years.